Satemangale, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic, what's the real purpose of life? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Finishing up my workout this morning, 5 a.m. crew, 3 of us showed up, knocking out the park, and one of the rituals we have after we work out is we go into the steam room or the sauna room. And we sat in there today and I was talking with one of my good brothers, super wealthy guy, in shape, happy, healthy, family, and he runs a dental practice, very successful. And we started talking about life, just the purpose of life. And you know, it's amazing when you hang out with guys, you work out, whether you're a lady and hanging out with other ladies or a guy hanging out with guys, there comes a point where you get radically honest with each other in the relationship. And there's always kind of that bro talk, like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And then sometimes you just go deep. And today was one of those deep conversations. And here we are talking about money and wealth. And he said something that just really struck my heart. He said, I don't want a bigger home. I don't need newer cars. I got the life that I want. And this came about because we were talking about people who, when you don't have money, or when you're a college student, or you're kind of at the bottom of the company you're a part of, and you're just like making dollars, trading dollars for hours, or you got the salary, and you're like, man, there a lot of people sometimes just think, well, if I just make more money, if I just make more money, then life's going to be amazing. Like if I just, and I remember this was the case for me. When I came home from the NFL and I went through a really, really tough space. And I thought, well, if I can just go make $100,000 again, that would be amazing. And that's kind of the mentality oftentimes. It's like, hey, if I could just make more money, 100,000. And then I remember making that first 100,000 out of the NFL. And I was like, well, if I could just make like double that. And I doubled it that next year out of the league. And I was like, life was pretty cool. And then I remember thinking, well, if I could just double that. And I doubled again. And then I doubled again. And at every level, it's like it never quenched the thirst. It never did the thing I thought it would do. Now, it's true. If you had a choice to have money or not have money, I'm choosing to have money all day, every day. I enjoy having money. I enjoy having the life that it provides and the donations we can give. But it reminds me this morning, again, we'll come back to the conversation in the sauna as I'm sitting with my workout brother. And, he's sharing with me this dilemma that he's in. And this is something I coach on and I really help people to get through is you're like in a really, really good spot. But what's the purpose of life? Like, what's the purpose? Like, I get up, a human being gets up, they work out, they go to work, they make money, they come home, they coach a little league, or they take girls to dance. They have church activities or community or the bowling league, and then they go to bed. And they wake up and they do this again. And then I got to get the newer car, so they get the newer car. I want to get the bigger home, so they get the bigger home. I want to renovate the home and remodel, so they do that. And then I get more money, then I get a raise, and then it's like, if money is the end in mind, like if you think money is just going to solve the problems, I will promise you that you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy because money cannot solve that piece of your heart that wants to be fulfilled, happy. And look, money inside of the revolution, money is merely a tool. It's a tool of exchange. It's a tool of production. That means you make money when you help people through your value of services and products and programs. And again, money cannot be the end in mind. So what is the end in mind or the purpose of existence? Well, principle number 8 is the purpose of existence is eternal expansion and value creation. This is literally where there's no mention of making as much money as you can. There's just mention of eternal expansion, like growth, personal growth, real growth, leveling up, becoming an adult, a powerful adult, not a child adult, and then creating value. I love the conversation today because I've been in that spot, as I mentioned earlier, when I thought, well, if I just make more money, I'm going to be happy. And then I had the money, I had the home, I had the cars, the brand new Mercedes, the brand new Range Rover, the brand new Escalade, the big old home on the hill. And it was like, yeah, okay, great, what's next? And I want you to know this. This is why a guy like Jim Carrey could say, and I'm paraphrasing, if people could just get that it's not about money, they would just start to really enjoy life and be grateful. Now, it's easy to say when you have a lot of money, and I can now get that because I remember hearing that thinking, God, that's easy for him to say. But then when you make all this money and have 6 or 7 or 8 figures, whatever money, that is for you, maybe for some of you, it's like, dude, I made 50 grand. And that might mean the world to you, but only to realize that doesn't get you much when you are married with kids. So the real purpose of life is what? It's not about making money. The real purpose of life is to grow and then create value. Make a difference. Impact lives. Influence people for good, for greatness. And then the dollars follow, which is principle 9. But I wanted to share with those of you listening to the podcast, what do you think the purpose of life is? Is it to make more money? And I want to have you consider the possibility that if money is if you think having more money is going to solve your problems, you are mistaken. You're going to work and make money. So why not do something where you can make great money, or as much as you can, and still have an incredible lifestyle? Again, back to my workout brother. He's like, I don't want a bigger home. I don't need newer cars. This guy surfs every Saturday, works out at 5 a.m. He's a happy guy. He's happy. And, we talked about the struggle between being content and grateful versus expanding to the next level. And of course, as a guy, we're wired. I'm wired to go achieve and to accomplish. And if I'm not careful, I miss the roses. I miss the opportunities. I miss the time with my kids. I miss all of it. And that's not what I want to do. I'm clear about that. So wherever you're at in your life, try on the possibility that, number one, you can truly be grateful for where you are. Regardless if you're near bankruptcy, regardless of if you've got $50 in the bank account or $50,000 in the bank account, there comes a point in time where X amount of dollars, you're not anymore happy. And I think it's they said around 80,000. Once the hygiene factors, this comes from my Clay Christensen from a book called How Will You Measure Your Life. He's like, once the hygiene factors are covered, then more money doesn't mean more happiness. It just means more goods and stuff and travel. And even then, that doesn't mean more happiness. So what does this mean for you? Be grateful. Stop thinking money's going to solve every problem. The more money you make, the more problems you have, meaning, you pay more taxes, typically. Not always, but typically. You have more problems. You got to shelter it and protect it. You got to make sure it doesn't disappear. And then you got employees and their families. And then you got insurance for the employee. It just doesn't stop. You got infrastructure and office space. And it's kind of how it works. People think if I just make more money, I'm going to pay. No, it's not it. So what's the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to grow, to serve others. Or in our language, eternal expansion, value creation. Happiness then becomes a true measure of wealth, principle number 12. Happiness becomes a true measure of wealth. That's what it's about. That's what it is. And my invitation to you is to be grateful for where you are and Stop thinking that more money is going to solve the problem. And I will tell you this, that having money is an awesome thing. This is Systemic Ali reminding you, if you're going to create a life of real radical results, a life that you love, it's going to require you to get into a relentless pursuit with a ruthless commitment to pay the piper every single day so that you can get to the top of your mountains where your prize, your promised lands, and your possibilities are waiting, just waiting for you. The revolution has begun. Will you join me? I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.